Nithyanandam, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. So today I want to share something really exciting that happened yesterday, a power manifestation. And actually, we may say like, wow, it's extraordinary. But what I'm realizing is that there's nothing actually extraordinary about it because it is our true nature. Manifesting powers is our true nature because our true nature is consciousness. But we have forgotten that consciousness is our true nature. We have fallen for the mind and it's the fear it carries and the doubts and all that, the SDHD, and then all the conditioning and all the toxins that we go on imbibing through food and water and so on. So we have forgotten that consciousness is our true nature. But continuously, Swamiji, who is avatar of Paramashiva, is continuously initiating us, bringing us back to our own being so that we can be centered in our own being, in our own consciousness, and live this life the way that we are meant to live it as Paramashiva, with all the conscious possibilities open to us and us being able to play with all these powers as we want consciously. And so basically, I'll tell you what happened yesterday. After Bhava Samadhi Darshan, there's always a power manifestation session. And in between, there's usually a small gap. So during that small gap, I ran upstairs to my room. And see, my room is here, and the living room where I watch satsang and darshan is all the way like to the first floor, and so many halls, obstacles are there along the way, like a staircase and all that. So I just quickly went up to my room and I was answering someone's comment. Actually, Joe's comment in the previous YouTube video that I made. And I just remember I was going quickly because I knew that power manifestation was about to start. And so what I was sharing in the comment is what Swamiji had revealed about the ability of our physical organs to experience all the other experiences that all the other physical organs experience. So for example, our eyes, our physical eyes can smell, they can experience hearing, they can experience taste and so on. Same thing for our ears, they can actually see, they can smell and so on. So I was sharing that with him. And so that was the space that I was in. And at the same time, I could hear downstairs that power manifestation was about to start. And I know that it always starts with the third eye power. So we need to have a blindfold. And so my blindfold, yeah, it's very thick. I mean, you cannot see anything through it. I quickly grabbed it in my room, got to the door of my room, and at the same time, without logically thinking about it, like, oh, I'm putting my blindfold on, I just put it on. And I rushed out of my room, and there's like a hallway, there's like sharp corners, and then the staircase is there and so on. I rush out of my room, I get all the way to the stairs, and I start running down the stairs because that's how I go down the stairs. I don't go like one by one slowly. I rush, like I run down the stairs. And I was at like second to last stairs. It's 15 to 16 staircase. Second to last, I suddenly stop. Like the mind just woke up suddenly, and I felt there was actually some fear that came, and I was like, I'm actually wearing my blindfold. Like I just realized in that moment that I was not seeing, that I did not have my physical eyes looking at the whole thing. And in that moment, the mind just created that fear, like, what have I done? Just rushing like that and running down the stairs without seeing, right? But in that moment, actually, in that conscious experience, I could see everything. And I cannot logically describe how I was seeing, but I was aware of everything that was around me. I knew my being has its own independent intelligence. That's what I experienced. Its own independent intelligence, knowing where everything is. And there's not a single doubt, no fear, no questioning, nothing. Just knowing, being in complete oneness with everything that is around. And so when I stopped, and all of a sudden, see, the mind continuously generates fear. That's so that fear came. And I did not remove the eye band because in that moment, I realized that no, I will not let fear from the mind stop this amazing conscious like power manifestation. And so I kept the blindfold on, and then I made it all the way, like there's another hall and a corner, and I go all the way to the living room, and my foot stops right where that little step is without calculating it, because I'm not seeing physically. My foot stops right there, and then I have to turn left, and I know that there is usually an obstacle like between me and the spot where I sit. Like I have a cushion there on the ground. I know there's usually an obstacle. So I was telling Swamiji, I cannot crash into anything. I do not want to break anything, but I also do not want to remove my blindfold. I want to do the whole thing as a power manifestation through third eye. And so I took a few steps, and I did not bump into a couch. I just stopped right in front of the couch. I knew the couch was there. Then I climbed on the couch, made a few steps, and then stepped down. And my foot was touching exactly where my cushion is. And I just sat like that. And I just sat like that with a huge smile on my face, because it felt like such an extraordinary experience, even though I know that this is our conscious possibility, this is our true nature. But when it happened, it had such an impact on me, especially that moment in the stairs, realizing like, wait, I'm actually wearing a blindfold. I had not realized I was wearing a blindfold. And so that experience was so strong that it recorded, that physical experience recorded in the muscle memory, and that cognitive shift and that cognitive like opening up, like, whoa, this is actually possible. It also got recorded in the level of biomemory. And this is truly how Swamiji, when we are in Swamiji's presence, he goes on initiating us, and at the same time telling us to do all the detox techniques and practices. Like the day before, I had done the 24 dry fasting, all that stuff, so that we can carry that highest frequency and experience all these powers. And so being with Swamiji makes us do a quantum jump in evolution. And this experience also brings us back to the power of unclutching. Unclutching is such a power, because the more we practice it, the more we are able to have that distance from our mind and all the fear and doubts and all that it generates. So the more we are able to have that distance, and so the mind cannot have a grip on us. Like I clearly saw that moment when the mind interfered. All of a sudden it was like, oh, like, what are you doing? This is dangerous. What are you doing? And that fear was there. But through unclutching more and more, we can have that distance and not be affected by the tricks of the mind. And so we can come closer and closer to our own center, to our own being, to our experiencing ourselves as consciousness, experiencing these extraordinary powers, and basically experiencing our peak conscious possibility that I am Paramashiva, I chose to come in this physical body in this life to celebrate myself and to play with everything that is available to me. And so that's what I wanted to share with all of you. It's such it is the most amazing, the most exciting, the most powerful way to live life, basically. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Nithyanandam.